That game was 100% rigged.
Yeah, it was. And we still won.
What? You think it was rigged for me?
Duh. You're the league's golden boy.
That's bullshit. I mean, the league's basically already gifted you 30 wins.
Oh, no, I can explain it actually. It's called consistency. Tough concept for you, I'm sure.
None of the penalty calls on us were legit.
None of the offsides against us were legit.
You injured our goalie.
Oh, how? By shooting a puck at him?
Those refs were so in your pocket. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Why would the league want us to win this game?
Okay, I'll spell it out. John Henry owns you and Fenway. Money.
Excuse you? No one owns me, okay?
Technically, Mr. Henry does own you. And in a much more real sense, so do I. Gotcha. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub, because of course it is. You can't host a Winter Classic and not win. That's illegal. You can't do that. I had such an amazing time at Fenway for this event. I can't even describe how blessed I feel. Just immensely blessed. Blessed. But here's the downside of that. During the game, I didn't take notes or a lot of video because I wanted to watch the game. I want to be there and in the moment. I'm not a big phone guy in general anyway. As some of you have realized, because I take forever to answer a bunch of messages. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just bad at it. But I didn't want to take out my phone and take a bunch of pictures and record the whole time or tweet the whole game or anything like that. I wanted to be in the moment for it. I think a lot of you will understand that. That being said, I didn't get to take notes of the game for that reason. And the visibility, as you know, isn't great. And I was in a seat where I couldn't see the Jumbotron either. So I was able to watch the game, but the smaller nuances of it all, the little plays, I wasn't getting a lot of that. I was able to see the players move, see the puck for most of the angles, and then obviously based off of reactions of things going on, big hits, I got to see that kind of stuff. But little plays, much harder to see, so we're not doing a full game breakdown because I really can't do one. I could rewatch the whole game right now, but that just doesn't seem to make a ton of sense because we're already a day later. What I will say is a few notes on the game itself and a few notes of the team itself. First thing I want to talk about, though, I saw a couple people say that the broadcast seemed really quiet, and through 40 minutes, I could see why that would be the thought. I'm surprised. The section, the G21 that I was in and the surrounding grandstands, they were cheering and chanting the whole goddamn game. So I do find it weird that it felt muted on the broadcast. A few people had mentioned that. But through 40 minutes, there was a severe concern for a lot of Bruins fans, I feel like, in the stands, that we were about to get a total dud. I don't want to be one of those people that's like, we spend a lot of money to see you do your job. Bad games happen. They happen. But with all the money and all the time and the effort that is spent on creating this event, if we had gotten shut out and not even really sniffed a goal the whole game, which is after 40 minutes basically where we were, other than a small burst late in the second, that you would not be able to leave that game without feeling really, really bummed. Because this is what I wanted was the atmosphere. Over 37,000 people. I wanted to hear that place go nuts. Just once. I needed it just once. I didn't care about the music act. I didn't care about the little games between periods. Didn't give a crap about that stuff personally. Selfishly, what I wanted was one eruption. And almost midway through the third, that's what I got. And I have never, ever heard a crowd that loud, been part of a crowd that loud. I know it's happened, but personally, I was shocked. The whole place, I couldn't even hear myself scream. It was just gorgeous. It was unbelievable. I feel so blessed to have gotten to witness that. And to get the come from behind win in the third period, classic Bruins style. getting DeBrusque 2 goals, I mean, it's pretty fairy tale stuff right there. There's so much to love about this game, but there's not a lot to love about where the team is at playing-wise. There are good things. We're going to go through them. There are real concerns at this moment. So let's talk about some of the good stuff first, though. Ullmark gets a start and continues to solidify himself as that guy. That I keep talking about, man, this was a statement game by Ullmark. I feel like I've said it 10 times in the last 2 months. A Winter Classic game, and you're going to end the game with a 960-something save percentage. You allow 1 goal on a total. Defensively, we played really well in front of Ullmark for the most part. I thought they had a couple chances. But Forborg gets caught chasing around the net. And I'm watching this play unfold. And Coyle's coming in to take the net front presence and make sure nothing easy gets tapped in. But then skates to the corner of the net waiting for the puck to pop out of the pile. And as soon as I saw how far he skated, I went, no, because Kapanen's coming in. They win the board battle, shove it over to him, who goes knee down, flicks it past Ullmark. Not a chance. Not a chance for Ullmark to really make this stop outside of a miraculous stop that we've gotten used to him saving anyway. But that is a total brain fart by the defense. Ullmark was incredible outside of that. And again, it wasn't Ullmark's fault at all. That's a good thing. A bad thing. Through 40 minutes, the team was completely asleep. Defensively strong, that's structure, that's coaching, that's recognizing where you are at the game. But offensively, I think I tweeted this. They didn't give us anything to cheer about. It was just, let's go Bruins chants over and over and over and over ago, and then somebody over in the fucking section over there tried to keep making the wave happen. We wouldn't allow it. But there was nothing to cheer about. There was a couple big hits, a couple of them, not even sniffing an actual scoring chance till late in the second. There was real concern in the air after that second period ended, where everyone just kind of went, what is happening? This was such a huge event. You gotta have some energy. And again, bad games happen, but we're just dumping the puck in and not getting there to create a forecheck. And anytime we are in the offensive zone moving the puck around, we couldn't find any seams to get in on DeSmith, who replaced Jari after about 10 minutes. By the way, Jari made that save, and it was kind of interesting. It's these things that you get to watch when you're there live. He makes the save, and then he keeps like doing this weird standing crunch. And I'm looking at him, and it's over in our zone, and I'm looking at him going, man, what is up with this guy? Is this like a normal thing he does? And then 10 minutes into the first, Casey DeSmith in for yeah. And DeSmith is beatable, so the confidence only went up from there, and then we just never challenged him. And that's the worst. Ask the Toronto Maple Leafs. When you get a guy in net who should not be making any impressive saves, but you're not actually making him make any saves? I mean, DeSmith ends up, let's see, Jari made 8 saves, and after 2 periods with 19 shots, I think. So DeSmith makes 11 saves. How many of them were actually scoring chances? There's real concern about these late starts, and the team's aware that they can turn it on, and great, but that doesn't work in the playoffs. We're a long ways away from there, but it has to be a focus right now of like, guys, we got to start starting on time. Got to start setting some good habits in that regard. Continue to fix things as the season goes. I'm glad we won. I'm glad we got that massive roar. Oh, so beautiful. But I think you're very fair being concerned that we're starting so late. I think that's fair. Another positive. DeBrusque is second on the team in goals scored. He's behind Pasternak. He's at 16. He's 1 ahead of Bergeron. That is exactly what we need from him. He is on pace for well over 30 goals this season. This is who we need so Pasternak doesn't have to get moved up. Ironically, he scored those goals on a power play. Not really. It was a great play by Marchand to get around a pressuring defender coming up high on him. He goes around, throws it down to DeBrusque in the bumper, and DeBrusque is just going to take right into the net. The power play expires, but he's able to dunk it past DeSmith. He even said that he was kind of lucky that that gets in, that gets by him. It just found a hole and squeezes through. Game's tied. Place erupts. But that's on the power play. Ish. Not literally, but that unit. And then the second goal, he gets with Hall, Krejci, and himself. Which, great play by Hall to get the puck into the net. Like, he just skates power move right in front of DeSmith. Rebound goes out to DeBrusk, who gets to dunk it, but he makes no mistake on it. Those are still count because he's getting into the dirty areas. DeBrusk isn't the biggest guy. But, I mean, you want to talk about Heart of Lions, he's in there taking the whacks to get the job done. And that's the reason, outside of Olmark, that we won this game. Is we had guys sacrificing the body, getting in there to get some greasy goals on a night we didn't have it. So excellent, excellent work by DeBrusk. You cannot call that a bad pick anymore. You couldn't before, probably. I mean, when he wanted to trade, I know there's a lot of feelings about that, and I was okay trading him. I'm like, look, if you don't want to be here, we've reached I didn't think Cassidy was going to get fired either, but we reached that point in the relationship. No. We kept him. Smart move to keep him. He's been fantastic. I think he's very happy. We're good. We're good. We're Gucci. Fine. Excellent. Bad news. The Zacha, Krejci, Pasternak line, for all of its passing talent and wherewithal and understanding where the seams are, where the space is, all three players have that ability. And yet somehow it just doesn't work. The line doesn't work. And actually, I have seen people blame all three players, which is kind of funny. Because Pasternak has 25 goals. Krejci has been his typical self in my eyes. And then Zacha has had some really impressive plays. But they can't seem to get the puck up the ice. And when they do, they can't seem to hold on to it. It's not a line that works. Kaput. Over. But I don't want to drop DeBrusk down and move Pasternak up. Because I think DeBrusk is better off on that top line. And Pasta is better off with Krejci. And Zacha, I'm sorry, you're the odd man out. Hall, Krejci, Pasta, we didn't see a ton of to start the season. Like, that's how it began, but then they switched it up. Hall's feasting on the third line. Hall's been playing so well. We need a true top six. We can't have a second line that gets buckled. And they're getting buckled. As far as scoring chances, they're getting buckled. They did not have a shot on net through 2 periods. They're getting buckled. Put Hall back on that second line. Zacha down to the third. Freddie back up to the third. That should work. And then fourth line, we'll figure it out from there. The Zacha Coyle Freddie line had success. Not great success, but they were a solid line that was winning their matchups by small margins. I will take that from a third line. But a top 6 line, if we want to do what we want to do in the playoffs, needs to roll both lines and have both lines be able to dominate on any given night. And that is the complete opposite. And we're taking our best scoring threat and putting him on a line that he's getting snuffed out. The moments that Pasternak is most dangerous lately is power play and when he's getting shuffled around through different lines. The check line is over. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And that's not a huge negative. We just got to find some different chemistry because we have other guys to move around. Zacha, I'm sorry. You got to get dropped down. And I don't think that's a huge hit on Zacha. I like Zacha's game. But right now, no. I would be very interested to see a Zacha, Freddie, Coyle line. See Coyle on the wing. We've talked about it a bunch. Freddie seems to be kind of doing well with that center role. Put him in the middle on the third line. See what he's capable of. Guys, we have... I don't care about the President's Trophy. We have a 10-point lead in the division. This isn't really when you dick around, but you gotta see what else you've got. I think that'll be important to do, but don't take DeBrusk off the first line, please. Let Krejci be happy with Pasta. I don't think it's a Krejci-Pasternak tandem. That's the problem. I think they need someone who plays a little heavier on that second line. And although Hall isn't like a forechecking guy, he does play heavier than Zacha. Another good thing, after the second period, Monty talked about how Foligno came in and said, hey, let me take the room. And Monty went, all right. Absolutely. This is a leadership moment. This is a very normal thing for coaches. I have a little frustration with this with Jim, but like not this portion of it. So Foligno goes in and he basically says, this is a dream come true, right? Winter Classic. Don't waste the opportunity. don't waste the opportunity. We are the best third period team in the league. Let's go prove it. That's my guy. Foligno, I'm sorry. That's leadership. I'm sorry for all the times where I'm like, what is leadership actually worth when the guy can't play on the ice? Well, Foligno's playing a hell of a game on the ice, and that's a great way to go into the third and be like, come on, let's not waste this opportunity. Let's show him how good we are. I love the let's prove it line. I love the let's prove it line. And even after that, apparently, Monty's words saying that he got spicy. He got frustrated. He got pissed off on the bench early in the third. And Bergeron turned around and went, we got this. We'll be okay. Cool it. I mean, Jim has been very forthcoming about how I can shut up. These players know what they're doing. But I don't want these stories too frequently. Like, you still need to be a coach. You still got to be the guy. And maybe this is what this team needed right now, is to kind of take the reins a little bit from the coaching staff because of the leadership we have. But if he's going to be a long-term coach here, I need to make sure that he can also take control of the room. And I don't think that's in doubt right now. But these stories are kind of frequent where he's like takes a step back. So I'm just interested. It's a new style for me. I'm getting used to it. It's been a long time since we had a coach like this. I'm just getting used to it. But it's something I'm keeping my eye on. DeBrusk after the game said it's probably the highest highlight of his life, or probably the highlight of his life. I said that weird. I just wanted to say that. That's awesome. There was a report. Pasta, 8 years, $11 million a year, made by some WEEI show or some radio show that's coming up. I don't know. I think it was a fucking lie, personally, for attention. And I hope, if it doesn't come true, that everyone just immediately blocks that show. I don't even know the name of the show. I fucking hate when people make reports like this and they don't come true. If that deal was done and they didn't announce it during the Winter Classic, you talk about a missed opportunity. The deal's not done. Are they edging that way? Maybe. Report that. I don't like that shit. And if you make a false report to me, hey, this is a done deal, and then it doesn't happen, buddy, you're blocked. Get out of my timeline. Get out of my face. You can be wrong. It happens, but not about something like that. Fuck off. I'm upset about that. I'm really annoyed. Hopefully it's true. I'd love if that was true. I don't believe it, personally. Lastly, thank you so much for those who messaged me to meet up at some point, just to say hi. I know I wasn't able to get beers with anybody or anything like that. We kind of had a busy trip, but those who I met you at Fenway or outside, or if you stopped me on the street after the game, got a picture, whatever, that means so much to me. I never avoid doing that. That was really, really, really cool. Always be happy to take a picture with you. That just blew my mind. It blew my mind. So thank you guys for those of you that reached out to meet up or stop me on the street. I was walking away. I was walking away and I wanted to cry. It was just really cool. It was really cool. So thank you. Always happy to say hi to you guys. Really am. You guys are what makes this so fun. The comments, the Discord community, everything. I can't express it enough. Thank you. I really mean that. I just feel really blessed, man. It was nice to be back in Boston. I'll be back in Boston for the Devils game on April 9th, I think. But we'll be going to TD Garden. So if you're going to that game, or if you're in Boston and just want to say hi or something, I will do my best to say hey. And yeah, that. But that does it for me. Again, thank you for watching the rambling. This is a weird episode because I can't break down the game the way I want to. But short shift, we're also going to be talking about some stuff. I believe that's tomorrow that we're recording. So Thursday, it's probably coming out. Just a fantastic, fantastic week of hockey. Thank God we won this game. There's stuff to cheer about. Lots to talk about with this team, too. We keep winning, but there's a lot of improvement to do. There's a lot of improvement, and there's nothing wrong with that when you're 37 games into the season. There's a lot to be excited about and a lot to talk about. It's just fun, man. Just fun. Go Bees!